Hey, you know what's legal up in Denver?
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jesse Martin.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
Well, that was fucking dreadful.
And occasionally, Keith Gregg.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now, your host, John Taman.
I did it twice. What do you know? Hey, you know what? It's legal everywhere. Beet juice. You got to have your beet juice.
Beet juice.
Exactly. Beet juice.
Full of nitrates, John. That's what it's there for.
Give it to you. That's right, man. Get
Scotty, do y'all drink beet juice over there in England?
We do have beet juice, Jesse. Yeah, we also have other juices from fruits and vegetables are available. Beet juice is not a sponsor of this show.
Very good. I guarantee you can go over to goddamn Barrow and Furnace and buy yourself a jar of cabbage juice.
You can indeed, yeah. Tomato and cabbage juice.
That promotes hair growth, I heard.
No, it promotes gas. It promotes divorce in my house.
It promotes hair growth.
It's not working over here.
It's blowing out off your head. All right, well, we're off to a rousing start, boys. I'll tell you what. Being 1-0 does make you punchy. And as you can hear, my voice is still wrecked from
I'm
last
a little
Sunday.
deep still, too. My voice is a little deep. A little deep.
A little deep. It's always good when it's a little deep.
That's what she said, Jesse.
Right. See, this is why I always save up all the complaints that I have for like Xfinity or other companies that I can't stand, so I can call them right after I go to the football game, so I can yell at them like this. Yeah, I drive it home. Listen here, you little son of a bitch. I don't want to pay this goddamn bill. Like, right? It drives it home a little bit.
It sounds like a 6'6" each guy. 7 foot. In reality, you're like 5'2".
Well, I'm not that small. Anyway, all right. So being 1-0 is nice and fun, but now we get to go up to Denver, and we're going to preview this game, I guess, but we're going to do it in a haphazard way because I just asked Jesse again, why don't you run the show? Because he said no. So I don't know how to run a show. And as everybody knows, I go all over the damn place. So I guess we could start right off by previewing the Broncos game. I am going to change the pick that I made. If anybody was paying attention to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast about a month ago when we made our picks for the season, I picked this game as a loss, but I am changing my mind. And it's a combination of what the Commanders are able to do and what the Broncos are unable to do. Anyway, over there is my buddy.
No one was paying attention to our pick show.
I know. And I'm such a bad host. Every host I listen to, every podcast I listen to at the beginning of their show, they say, hey, go over to our YouTube page and give us a thumbs up or subscribe, or hey, why don't you subscribe to it on wherever you like and send in a nice review or whatever like that. And then they say, and to my right is my friend Jesse, and to my is Scott, and I never remember any of that shit.
It's like, look, we have never, ever, since we started this show over 3 years ago, been worried about viewers or listens or anything. That's not what this is about.
That's right. We're talking
don't care. And, this show is, and what I like to pride ourselves on is we're not like other shows. We're really not. We're three guys that love talking about our game and talking shit. That's what this show is all about. And if you like it, great. Join the fucking ride. Go into YouTube and
Let's get this show going, man.
Shit, sorry about that. I'm not having a good day yet.
Go into the comments and we'll read them and we'll, if you got something interesting to say, we'll talk about it, and if you don't, fuck off.
Right, yeah, and if you don't want to fuck off, you don't have to fuck off. But some people do have to fuck off, and we will definitely make it known as to who they are as the season goes by. Scotty, what do you think about that? Is that okay by the other side of the pond?
Absolutely, John. That is all I'm here for, is an hour of fun and an hour of, basically people taking the piss out of each other, which is what we want.
That's all we're doing. We're all taking a piss.
Yeah, of course.
That's right. Whipping them out and fucking taking a piss.
Right. Right. Now, Scott, be careful of whipping them out. Last time you had that zipper incident, we all had to go.
That's true. I've told you, John, it's like a budgie's tongue. But anyway, we'll move on.
A budgie's tongue. I do like that one. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about some goddamn football because we treated the Cardinals like a budgie tongue. You know, we talked about this on Tuesday, but there were some things that you might have missed talking about. So if there's anything left that you want to discuss about the Cardinals game, like for example, I like it when I get to see Baldinger come on with his little 3-minute video breakdowns. I love Brian Baldinger stuff because he follows things in such a way and he makes it. He's like every guy. Watching Montez Sweat come flying through. Excuse me. Speaking of people come flying through, ladies and gentlemen, Muscles McGee.
Oh.
Gentlemen, sorry I'm late to the show. I probably won't be able to stay very long.
Ladies and gentlemen, for his second appearance of the 2023 season. What's up, Keith?
Hey, sorry to interrupt, guys. I've been waiting for my wife, man. Have to drop off the car from that nice little accident I got into on the way to the game last weekend. So,
is the state suing you?
Huh?
Is the state suing you to fix the curb that you smashed into? Because
no,
you can't drive New Jersey.
But I will tell you, I did not tell the truth when I filed the claim.
Then don't tell it now because
oh yeah, I meant I told the truth.
I love honest Keith. I love.
We don't have a dump button.
Nope. And
there's no dump button.
I told the truth when I filed the claim.
Of course.
Like we all. I just wanted to stop in. My wife just pulled up. I don't think I'm going to make this one, but I'm trying to commit, boys. I'm sorry.
It's quite all right. You got a busy life. You got a busy wife. You got all kinds of stuff.
You get your 5 seconds of fame in the show, and we know how it is.
Well, you guys make me famous.
Well, I don't know, man.
Shit.
2 times on camera in the Commanders versus Cardinals game. 2 times coming back from where you crushed Chris in camera time. You were like the lead hog farmer. And dude, the time that they were talking about how sloppy your tattoo is was goddamn funny. I gotta say.
She just got her hair done, didn't she?
Who said my tattoos were sloppy?
Mark Schlereth.
No, we did not.
No,
I saw the video.
I'm just teasing.
My wife just came back with an extremely dramatic hairdo.
Yeah,
what?
It looks nice.
I saw that.
It looks nice.
That looked like about a $400 hairdo right there.
I was thinking the same thing, Jesse.
Well, you know what's interesting
my
is
daughters.
What's interesting is my car was $500. I got to pay that deductible, and so my wife said, "Hey, I'm gonna get my hair done." And do you think I had any objections?
No. Yeah, exactly. She earns money too. That's why.
All right, listen, you lovely, sexy guys. I'm gonna let you get back to the show.
Hey, Keith.
All right, Keith.
Love all
there
you.
he goes, the legend, Keith Gray, who has to go right off now and figure out how to pay for his wife's brand new hairstyle. Tell you what, he was like, "You're not going on that podcast, and I'm fucking going to the hair goddamn salon."
It looked nice.
That's well, we're gonna get him in trouble. All right. So anyway, where were we? We were talking about the Denver Broncos, weren't we? I think we
were wrapping up the Cardinals game. It's done. It's over with. We got the win.
When Keith comes in, I get all flustered.
Yeah. Last thing I'm going to say on it is I think there's the mistakes that were made were fixable, and I expect it to be better this week.
I do too. Anything for you, Scott?
No, just room for improvement, and we know where we can improve. And yeah, I agree with you both.
All right, then. Well, then I guess we will move on to the Denver Broncos. So there you go. That was about one of the worst sounding sentences I've ever said. And I must admit that I am on some cold medication because my allergy is killing me today. So when I say things like, "Now we will move on to the Denver Broncos," I'm sorry. All right. So anyway, we're playing the Broncos up in Denver this week, and everybody's told to be drinking beet juice to help them with the altitude. Don't they make those beet chews now? Everything is beets now. See, it's like Dwight Schrute got out there into infomercial land and is selling practically everything.
I mean, you could probably sell toe cheese if you put, a proper ad behind it.
Dude, all you have to do is say that this toe cheese will stop you from being a goddamn liberal, and you could sell it for 30% of the country right now. I'm sorry, but you know what? If you're not, you don't want me to make fun of it, then don't be such a mark for these easy shit. Don't even get me started on the woman that tells you that you don't need glasses. Anyway. All right, so up in Denver, the altitude is something that I thought about when I said that I thought we would lose this game. I also thought Denver would be a little bit better than where they are at this juncture. But I'll tell you what, man, they are beat up. And that's why I'm changing my pick. They are beat up. They don't have any speed whatsoever.
Yeah, they just announced that Jerry Jeudy will be coming back. Not really, I'm not
tell me Wilma Flintstone's going to play.
They did lose their really good pass catching tight end for the first few games. So,
and there's
going back and looking at the game that they just lost against the Raiders, it was kind of an odd game. I mean, both teams only got 6 possessions.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen all that often. And they both drove the ball. I don't think
they both drove it nowhere.
Well, I mean, they just ended up with no fucking points. I mean, it was kind of a weird, odd game. The Vegas defense isn't good. Besides like Max Crosby, and
they're not like our defense. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was listening to. I forget his name. He was an old, I guess, linebacker for the Broncos. He was on the B. Mitch and Finley show, and he said he would take our defensive line over their offensive line. 10 out. He covers the Broncos. He's on a daily radio show. 10 out of 10 times, and then he also called our offensive line good. He said he went back and watched the tape. He said, I would trade our offensive line for your offensive line. So you got other people talking about that, that gives me a little bit more hope because they do got some pass rush. I mean, Frank Clark is not going to be playing. So I think we dodged the bullet there. But Randy Gregory in the past has killed us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to hope Wiley can step up and have a decent game because he was the weak link last
Give him
week.
some help. Give him some help.
Let some tight ends chip on him. You get John Bates out there to give some chips, get some chips out of there with Brian Robinson. And yeah, man. Go ahead, Scott. We've been kind of just running right over.
No, I was just you just exactly nailed the points there. Dulcich and Frank Clark are out, obviously, on the on the injury report. Looking at our injury report as well, I mean, the only injury report we've got here, Sam Cosme's a full with his shoulder. Terry McLaurin's full with his toe. Curtis Samuel was limited again. He's been limited, and he didn't practice the last couple of days.
Yeah, he had a hip, but I think he's going to play. From
the only one that's out is Quan Martin is out with concussion.
Yeah. Look, hey, Chase Young is back. He's playing.
Chase Young's back.
We got to talk about that. I'm excited for this, guys.
Limited snap count, though, isn't it? Is that right?
Listen, he was on a limited snap count last year against the 49ers when he came back, and he wound up playing for most of the game. So I think they're going to kind of play it by ear. And if it is limited, that's fine. His backups have been doing just a good.
Hill's been playing just fine. Yeah, and James Smith-Williams been playing just fine. It hasn't been the direct pass rush that you want to see, but they've been very solid in being able to hold the line. The thing that I like about Chase Young coming back in this limited snaps business, look, you have to put a designation out for the injury report by NFL rules. But I can say to the media, well, I only expect him to play 15 snaps or so and then run him out there for 40, right?
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because fuck the opponent. That's why. I, for the life of me, do not understand why all these people get all bent out of shape because Ron Rivera doesn't straight answer a question. And it's like, he's not a politician. He doesn't owe you any truth, man.
Like people, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And like, Rivera's a liar.
Everybody can see him.
Rivera's a liar. He never tells us the truth. That's what he's supposed to do. Right. That's called gamesmanship. I mean, get the fuck over yourself.
Yeah. So this limited snaps thing, I think it's one of those things where it could mean anything. It's just something to tell the media so that they can write something down. And then, because I guarantee you that Sean Payton is over there looking at limited snaps for Chase Young, and he threw that right off the window. He's like, yeah, right, whatever.
Yeah.
Limited snaps means nothing.
Okay, exactly. At the end of the day, John, if he's playing, he's playing. And this is
playing.
the thing. It's like, you know, I don't get that whole thing with the media that Ron's a liar. That's constantly it's this, it's that. He's hiding things. Do you want him to tell everyone the truth?
Yeah,
Tell everyone what's going on?
All you want,
Because you're not going to do that.
They bitch and moan when he supposedly talks too much, and then they bitch and moan when they don't tell him everything. I mean, come the fuck on already.
Hide all you anything that's not necessary by NFL rules. Obfuscate, hide it, flat out lie. I don't care. I want the other team wondering what the hell's going to happen.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you don't go in and buy a house and say, "Hey, how much is this house worth?" Oh, it's worth. You sell it for 200, right? I'll give you 200. Same as anything in life. You don't do that. You don't tell the truth.
No, you never tell the truth. My
All the
God,
time.
my wife would divorce me in a heartbeat.
Lie. No, it's good to see that Chase is going to be back on the field.
It is good to see.
I know.
Well, I've seen people complaining. Imagine that. You know,
Yeah,
he's going to mess
always.
with the chemistry and all of this.
You know, oh, you trade him now. No, you're not.
No.
For one, not going to get anything for him,
No.
and two, he is a better than any defensive end on that team, not named Montez Sweat. So why would you want to get rid of him?
He has the potential to do everything that we expected him to do. People forget what he did in 2020 as a rookie because he got hurt. You know, and they honestly, Sam Mills completely mistreated that defensive line from one side to the other. So predominantly, I want to see him at right defensive end. We've been over this a million times. I want to see him over there at the point of mayhem where he can be invisible and come around that end with his speed and his violence and rack that fucking Russell Wilson up. Because you know something, Russell Wilson's not. He ain't the old Russell Wilson. He ain't running around back there like that. They will kill him.
He still can run. I will say this. I'll push back on that right now. Since Montez Sweat has been out on the field, this is Montez Sweat's, DN room, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
I think you need to put him where he's most comfortable and then work Chase in, after that. Because until Chase can get out there and get his feet wet and get some consistency.
Yep.
I think your focus needs to be on Montez Sweat, like first and foremost.
Honestly, Sweat, he is equally effective from both sides.
I agree, John.
He really is. He got the sack fumble or he got the forced fumble from the right
From
side.
the left side. Was it the right side?
You look at it, look through the middle linebacker.
Yeah,
he's on the right.
Yeah.
So he got the forced fumble from that side, and then he caused some serious havoc in there when they mashed up Dobbs the other day from the left side. So I always think his long arms are best served in the left side. Russell Wilson.
I do just think we've got to get there a little bit quicker now. I think I love watching the DNs. I love what they're trying to do. They've just got to make sure they get to that quarterback because it's all right having all the pressures. It's all right having the containment and having the pressure from the inside, which we know is always going to be there through Allen, through Payne, through Ridgeway. Even Abdul Anderson was at it on Sunday.
I was impressed with him too. Yeah,
he rolled.
It's like we just cannot get from them edges at the moment. So let's get from them edges continually, and we'll be fine.
Did y'all see the mic'd up? Sorry, John, I didn't mean to interrupt. The mic'd up of John Allen from last game.
Yeah.
That was so good. Oh, it was so good.
He was brilliant.
I'll have to go look for that.
Yeah. The Commanders YouTube posted it, and it was him and Payne talking. They're just like they work so well together. I mean, I want both of them to end their careers here together.
Long down the line. Don't go curvy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Way down the line.
Just how they talk and how John just like eggs Payne on, and he even was with Sweat. Man, they're all those three, and hopefully Chase can join that bunch, and they can all like intertwine and work together. And John was like, I want this to be the first defensive tackle room to get 10 sacks each of the season.
Dude,
That would be the
they
first
was
ever
10.
to do
I
that.
think they
He was so pissed off that Casey 2 got half a sack.
Yeah.
He was like, I think Casey got there. I think Casey got there. He was like, you could just see him sitting there. He was so annoyed, and I was like, that's the guy I want to see. That's the guy
I've
I
got
want to see.
Payne down as our defensive player of the year. He's my prediction.
I mean, honestly though, these guys have been together 10 years. So what do you expect them to be? They know each other's habits. They know each other inside out. Every day you're around that person for 10 years solid, pretty much, throughout college and all the way on.
You're there to 10 years being dominant together.
That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, they've been there. And I mean, I suppose in some ways we could probably roll Phil Mathis into that as well when he gets fit, because he's
hopefully we're still got to see him on the
Alabama
field
as well. But we've got to see.
I want to just give a shout out to our guys in the chat, Peter and Yam. Thanks for being here, fellas. And Yam said that he thinks we're going to win 21-20. I hope it's a little bit bigger score in between that, but I love how this line's shaped up through the years, and these guys they're so good and they're so powerful. And they care about the craft and how they like root for each other. It's good shit to see. It's good.
They set the tone for the whole defense. All right. And look, I've been noticing around the league, the big guys in the middle are getting paid now. All right. They're getting big contracts now. Allen started a trend there. I mean, Aaron Donald really kind of started the trend there with the big money, but man, a lot of them are starting to get some big cash. They're not 2 or 3 years and then out the door.
Allen's going to be due here in about a year. He's going to be due here soon. Here comes Burrows in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Andy? The thing about that I'm really enjoying watching, because like Scott, you said you watch the ends. You watch from there. I always watch the middle, because these dudes, I'm serious. They're an elite duo. They are an NFL elite duo. And watching them, if you just focus on them in the middle of the play, you're in for a fun time, man. Because, dude, when John Allen does that, hey, I call it the fuck your ass play. Meaning he looks at the guard in the center and he says, fuck both y'all's asses, and just right through the middle of them. Dude, he looks like a bull in a china shop. He's all of a sudden he's in the backfield causing a ruckus. I love that shit. Last week with the spinning fucking karate chop throat yoke sack, that was awesome. I'm calling it. That's what we're going to call it forever. One of these days, NFL Network's going to have their top 10 Washington Commanders plays, the spinning karate chop yoke sack from John Allen. So, yeah.
Oh, dear.
No, it's this line's great, and
I'm
glad to see Chase back. Let's
yeah.
If he gets a sack, I mean, I'm gonna fucking flip my shit, man. I really am.
Sack.
I really am.
He's gonna get 2 sacks and a fumble. Look,
there we go.
The Raiders. Now to talk back about this thing back there. For one, Crosby's all really they have.
Yeah, and he's good. He's a fucking good player.
Dude,
he's a very good player.
Great.
He's a beast. But all they did the whole game was just sit back in these little shells, these little fucking zone coverages, and kept everything in front of them.
Yeah.
Because the Broncos, you can time their routes with a calendar. They are no speed. And I don't care. Jerry Judy's coming back. Woo.
Yeah, Judy and Sutton.
Sutton's out.
Tim Patrick got hurt.
Patrick's out. Right.
Yeah. Sutton can take the top off the ball, but I think Forbes and
they
Fuller should be able to take care of the outsides.
They lost Dulcich, so they've got Javonte Williams. All right, which
that's who scares me a little bit is Javonte Williams.
The only reason
we got to be able to contain. We can't. We got to set the edge. That's the most important. That's what I'm a little bit worried about. Chase doing a little bit of freelancing, because he is known for freelancing. Hopefully he's kind of matured and learned, just to do his assigned job. If they do that, everything's going to be fine.
The year that he supposedly was down, wasn't playing well, he played very well against the run. Right. Yeah. That's the one thing that everybody that was on his side while he was having that struggle over there at the left defensive end spot said. He was really highly ranked against the run. So I'm not too concerned about that. I'm much more concerned with Cody Barton trying to chase down Javonte Williams, trying to keep track of Javonte Williams. Cody Barton, it seems like right now, can't really even keep track of his own name. I don't know, man. The dude didn't show me anything last week. He didn't show me anything in the preseason. He's Cole Holcomb is Cody Barton is Cole Holcomb is Cody Barton is Cole Holcomb, except Cole Holcomb sometimes accidentally fell into some tackles 6 or 7 yards downfield.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned with that, John. I'll be honest with you. It is one of them where 100 tackles last year with the Seahawks hasn't really done much at all. And watching him get pushed back when you watch the game back. I mean, he didn't do anything, and his name wasn't mentioned. So I thought, well,
his instincts were terrible.
If you're quiet, you sometimes can get away with it. But when I watched the film back, I was like, actually, he got dominated a few times there by what is not a really good line.
I'll say this. If this continues to happen, you're going to see Jamin back in the middle, quote unquote, which really there's not a middle linebacker.
Maybe
within this defense, but maybe you bring
Hudson in.
He's got to step up. He's got to step up.
Hudson is another one of these guys. Like, look, Hudson, Sadiq, Charles, please show me. Yeah. I've been down on these guys, right? Hudson had a good game against the Cowboys close last season. He had a good preseason. He had a good camp. Put him in there. Let's see what he can do, because Cody Barton, it wasn't just that he was dominated, that he was taken out by blocks. It was the same thing that you always saw from Holcomb. And I mean, all these people right now are going, oh, well, he led the lead team in tackles. I get it. He led the team in tackles after 6 yards. I don't give a fuck about that. You get in the hole and make the stop. He was late to read all the time. And, I see the same thing with Barton. And in Sunday's game, I saw it to the point where Barton would get in the hole and then rethink what he was doing and then watch the running back run right past him. Like, God damn it. Dude, stick your arm out. Stick your shoulder down.
What do you think the keys to victory here are then, John? Do you think it's round?
I was just making a banner for that.
Oh, you hero. Look at that, Jesse. We're all singing off the same song sheet. I mean, I'll tell you one thing I'm not worried about is their secondary. That is something I am not worried about. Patrick Surtain, yes, he had a good game against the Raiders, but you can go the other side, and there's a chap there called Damari Mathis who was absolutely awful.
It looks like Surtain, which I think he's the top 5 cornerback in the league. It looks like he's going to follow Terry. And that's fine. Okay.
Let Dotson cook.
Yeah. Let Dotson cook.
He typically doesn't travel. Last week,
he didn't travel last week when reports coming out that he will be traveling with Terry.
That's fine by me. Dotson's going to have a field day. Go ahead. Let him have it.
So keys to the victory, I think everybody pick one. We can go around the table.
Pick one. You want me to go first? I'm good with that. Sam Howell has to get the ball out quicker. That is, for me, that is an absolute key to victory. He needs to stop holding onto the ball. It's all right saying, "Oh, I've got all these sacks. All these sacks are on me." When you look back at it, 4 of them probably were on Sam on Sunday, week 1. He's got to get that ball out quicker. He needs to be a little bit more accurate with his throw. He needs to be more confident in his route runners. You watch the elite quarterbacks, the Mahomes, the Rodgers, them of the world. They're throwing the ball before the receivers even made the route. He seemed to just hold it a little tick too long for me. He's going to have his lumps. We just got to go with it. But I think, he can show people what he's got. I think Burrows is probably spot on there as well with it. Hit them deep and test that secondary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tag on to what Scott said just a second there. Honestly, it would not surprise me that after we win the Super Bowl, and they make the annual. What is it they call it? The America's Team, the 2023 Washington Commanders, right? Sam Howell will say, look, after that hit that I took on the sidelines on the first play of the second series last week, I was dinged the whole game. And I'm telling you, he went in that tent and came out quick. He went in there. They said, what's your name? He said, Sam. They said, go.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me. He probably necessarily wasn't totally concussed, but he was probably ringing a bit because he did things that I didn't normally see him do. And granted, it's limited action, but we saw a whole preseason game last year, right? He played the whole game against Baltimore, I think, or the third game last year. So we saw a whole game, and we saw a whole game against Dallas. We saw him play in the preseason, and the one thing that always struck me about him was that he was accurate, and he didn't have this problem of holding the ball. So it wouldn't shock me because we saw him throw behind guys. We saw him throw over guys that he probably was hearing some ringing all game long. So my key to victory on offense is run the ball. right? Run the ball. And then once you got the run established like that, let's get Brian Robinson started. I think he had like 54 yards last week. It just wasn't enough. 3 yards a carry, just not enough. Let's get something established out there and then say, okay, if Patrick Surtain is going to follow this Terry around one-on-one, Terry, you run all over the damn place, run everywhere, and then just throw it to whoever they don't double. Throw it underneath to Dotson, throw it underneath to Samuel, throw it underneath to Thomas. But listen, you big fucking glute, you better catch the goddamn ball.
As our buddy Andy Burrows says, and welcome Andy to the chat. Sam was as dizzy as Keith was on Saturday night.
They let him out of that tent really quick, man.
Yeah. Mine is it kind of involves a lot of things that John and Scott said. Is you got to eliminate all the mistakes that we made. This goes around the whole entire team. Sam's got to get the ball out on time. Don't make the mistake of holding on to the ball too long. The offensive line, know your keys, and
help Wiley.
Just Wiley. And then Nick Gates had a mistake during one of those sacks, and freaking Logan Thomas catch the ball, man. You're there, you're getting targeted for a reason. I like what Bieniemy was saying when he was asked the question during his press conference the other day about Logan Thomas, and he was saying, he thought he was asked if it was due to rust. And we had talked about this on our last show. And he said, well, I think it was, he said Logan's a vet. And he thought it more had to do because they were a little bit too hyped up. And we talked about that,
So was he like helping deliver a calf before the game? His hands were all slippery. I'm not following.
No, he was saying.
I was about to say, did he have his hand shoved?
Logan Thomas is up to his arm. Tell him I'll be right there.
It was too hyped up,
sorry about that,
like the whole team was, and I think that could have been a lot of the mistakes that were had. I mean, the crowd was pumping; we were there.
Oh yeah,
the whole city was pumping. New ownership. It was a crazy environment. So don't have any stupid penalties and do your job, and I think we're going to be all right.
Drink your beet juice.
Drink your beet juice. And on defense, I think the key to victory is just stopping containing the run.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. All right. Well, I'll go a little bit better than that. I want to see some aggression on defense because we did see the blueprint last week. They don't have any speed whatsoever. Like I said, you're going to be able to time these routes unless Russell Wilson has like 7 seconds to throw. These guys are barely going to get to their breaks. They can't even move. Go ahead, Jerry Jeudy. I'm going to say it again. Jerry Jeudy. Oh, God, man, get aggressive. I want to see Emmanuel Forbes snatch a ball from Russell Wilson. I want to see him take one because I'm not impressed by their wide receivers. I want to see Russell Wilson flustered trying to run and realizing that he's not the Russell Wilson from 11 years ago and get a piece of Chase Young wrapped up in his face mask, call timeout because they have to come and get, Russell Wilson's leg out of Chase's mouth, something like that. I want to see Daron Payne take Russell Wilson and throw him down so hard that the Rocky Mountains actually lose a foot of altitude.
Oh.
But those are my keys to victory. Go fuck up Russell Wilson.
Yeah, stopping Russell from getting out of the pocket. Keep Russell in the pocket and collapse that pocket. I think if we do that, get Russell flustered, put him on the ground a couple times, and let Russ simmer.
Now, one thing, speaking of Russell simmering, sorry, Scott, but has he pooped yet this year? I don't know. I haven't seen the statistics on how many times he's taken.
He's been doing lunges in between the plane, though, John, so don't worry about that.
Last year, what did he say? He was only going to duke like 4 times between opening day and Christmas.
Absolutely bizarre. It's a strange individual.
Shit's once a week.
What
the fuck? I go like 3 times a day.
It's better than me 10 shits heartily, as Andy calls me.
What did
get off the toilet?
Aaron Rodgers said something ridiculous today. Go ahead, Scotty. I'm gonna have to go look.
No. I mean, honestly, what impressed me, I think, more than anything, is we've always been the team that started late on defense. We've always had that window where it takes 3 to 4 games to get right before everyone gets into Jack Del Rio's system and we're happy, we're ready to go. It wasn't the case on Sunday, and we came out firing, and that fourth quarter was dominant. And I just thought, hey, it fills me full of like optimism that I don't even think we necessarily need to do that much more on offense to win this game. I think the defense can win this game for us if needs be. And as you just said there before, keeping Russell Wilson in that pocket and making sure he has to throw the ball. He has to find that timing, which he hasn't been finding for half a season now. You know, the occasional plays there, but we all saw last season, you know, his linemen were getting pissed off with him. They were shouting and bawling at each other. And it didn't look any better on Sunday against the Raiders, who obviously are a massive rival of the Broncos. You know, two pretty poor teams, I'll be honest with you, that were playing each other. So for me, I think we've got enough on defense alone to win this, hopefully. But that's maybe my over optimism. I don't know.
Well, the Broncos have averaged 16 points a game. They were worse than us last year.
Yeah,
they scored 16 again last week.
Yeah.
So
I think like the last 11 games, they, you know, I think the last like 3 games they've scored 16 points.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you both? Genuine question here. How do you both feel now about Manuel Forbes? Obviously, we did our reaction when we went on the draft, and I was pretty pissed off. Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
I really like him. I know he's going to give up some plays.
Yeah, of course.
He's going to give up some plays, but he's going to make some plays too.
I'll tell you this: the things that I saw about him, for one, no negatives. Right, there weren't any negative plays on Sunday out of him whatsoever. He didn't get out of position. He didn't get beat on any routes. One, in the first quarter, all right, I was yelling about it when it happened. They ran a misdirection, and it went on the other side of him, right? And that dude took off running at the snap like he was in their huddle and knew what they were doing. He read that son of a bitch like that. He got washed out over there in the traffic, but he read that thing before anybody. And I was like, fuck, where's he going? And then, oh, damn. Then they did this kind of flippy-flu reverser thing and took it back over there. And I'm like, damn, he knew that thing instantly. That's study. That's study. The play that he used to end the game, the pass defense, he ran that route for the receiver. He broke as soon as the receiver did. Almost instantly. The reaction was unbelievable. Almost like he knew it. That's film study, and that is ungodly quick twitch action, man. I like that guy. I'm 100% behind him.
Welcome, Scouts, to the chat. He said that Denver will get better. You know, they might because they do have some talent on their team.
This is a get-right game,
but it all has to do with Russell Wilson. You know, I think Russell's done. I think he's cooked. I think he's burning on the stove right now. They got talent on their team. I'll give you that. I just don't think Russell's any good. Now watch him go for.
And I think we've got really lucky
yards.
with their injury. They're really lucky with their injury report this week as well. I mean, losing Dulcich is a massive blow for them.
Yeah,
very good tight end, and then obviously their best pass rushers out as well. So
I think Burrows is on to something. Forbes is getting a pick this Sunday. He's going to get one here soon, and hopefully it's Sunday. You know, it'd be fantastic.
You know, there's intangibles like going 0-2 is hard to do, right? Especially if you got a home game coming up here and you're at home in Denver. That's a tough place to play. So they could go out conceivably and lay an egg, right? They could go out there and just look terrible. That's kind of what I was counting on when I made my preseason prediction, was that's kind of how it goes. But I just don't see it with this Denver team the way it is right now. They didn't have much coming into the year, and they have even less now. And I will repeat, excuse me, my nose itches once again. Jerry Jeudy. Oh my God.
So, Johnny, you're now more confident. Obviously, I know you're changing your pick by the looks of it, but are you more confident after seeing week one than you were? Because obviously for weeks you were saying, is this Cardinals game a trap game? And we were almost there. For a little bit of that game, I was worried. But, you know, are you more confident now after seeing the defense display on week one to now be like, well, actually, yeah, I'm quite comfortable?
Well, I'm quite comfortable with the defense anyway. You got to get the turnovers that hit you in the hands. In case nobody understood that, let me say it in Spanish. You have to get the turnovers that hit you in the hands. So you got to get the ball, all right? And the fact of the matter is, without a little luck, I mean, we had, 1, 2, 3 turnovers last week, right? Yeah. And another one that bounced off of Brian Robinson's hands and dropped by the safety at the 10-yard line. We got lucky to escape with turning the ball over 3 times, giving up 6 sacks. That needs to tighten up. That 100% needs to tighten up. I feel confident in the defense, especially if they can start hauling in these balls that hit them dead in the hands, man. They start pulling those in, we're going to dominate teams right on out of the game. The best friend of a young quarterback is a good defense that can hold the score down, and I can see him doing that again this week.
I agree. And when you think about it, we missed out 3 turnovers as well. We dropped 3 interceptions. And then the points that we conceded actually on their drive, was it 9 points actually that they actually genuinely went and got? We gave up 9 points as a defense. The rest of it was obviously from
6
turnovers.
Yeah, 9.
Or was it 6? Yeah, no, it was 9. It was 9. Yeah. So, you know,
the defense only gave up 6 points.
How'd they get that other field goal?
Turnover in the red zone.
Oh, was that turnover as well? Was it? So it was 6 points then. Okay. Cheers, Jesse.
Okay. Yeah.
So even so, you know, that's what I mean. When you think about it that way, you could probably have said it would be a bit more convincing going into it, and there wouldn't be as many question marks as we kind of have now if Gibson doesn't fumble the ball.
If Gibbons doesn't fumble, if the refs didn't do, when Gibson got that screen, which should have been a first down. There was multiple times where, you know, if something didn't happen, we probably could have scored at least 26 points.
That's football
in that game. Yeah,
and
it is football. It is
that's
football.
But
what have I always said? There's no excuse, zero excuse. The league did call the Commanders and said that they were wrong about that spot.
Gosh, that always makes me feel so much better, you know.
Yeah.
I always do. I go to bed much happier when the league calls and says, "Hey, by the way, that call that we fucked you with, we were wrong."
See you, Burrows.
Gosh,
he's right though.
Thanks, Roger.
He's to see. He's got
Appreciate
babies to
the
see
call, buddy,
and pitches to take.
Right. And by the way, they do call me. They wake me up in the middle of the night. Hey, John, by the way, sorry about that fuck up call we had, but I'm still beside myself wondering why this league that makes billions and billions of dollars cannot have alternate officials in every stadium. It just doesn't make any sense, especially when you see how much it can affect the game. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, we're talking like a VAR almost, like we have in soccer over here, where you go, hey, you know, that was a shit call. You need to, or actually the spot is exactly here, and someone's going straight through into an earpiece into the referee's ear. Because I thought that was what New York were meant to do, or are they only looking at replays for egregious challenges? I don't know.
You know, I'm not 100% clear on what they do anymore, because they're supposed to. In college, they look at every play. You know, they look at every play. But in the NFL, I think they still do it with the challenge rules. That
did you watch any of the XFL through the off season? Probably not, but that was really good the way they did that. It was the analyst was like looking, go right, I'm queuing this one up now, and he would go through the play and he would look at it, and every single play was pretty much looked at. It was great the way it was done, and it didn't add on much more time to the game itself. So maybe they need to look at doing something like that. I don't know, be a bit more adventurous. Others would probably say, no, we'll go the other way.
Should we get into some X Factors?
Let's do X Factors.
Yeah, X Factors. Oh, yeah, I forgot about X Factors. What else do I have there? All right. Sorry, the X Factor of my Amazon girl delivering a box just occurred. So, sorry. All right, so for our first X Factor on offense, go ahead, Scotty. What's our first X Factor of the day?
X Factor of the day is going to be Logan Thomas for me.
Yeah.
Start catching the balls, mate.
Stole mine, motherfucker.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. Yeah. We could all have the same X Factor. All right, I'll go Colton.
No. You go, old Logan. I got more X Factors.
I got Andy's boy.
Go ahead. What do you got, Jesse?
I'm going to go with my X Factor is Brian Robinson. Let's break one, man. What's tough is that Jacobs only got 2 point something yards per carry, one of the best running backs in the league. The defensive line of Denver is really good. So I'd like to see Robinson at least get some good healthy carries, 5+ yards. I mean, overall yards per carry, at least get like 3.5 or above. try to.
4.
I mean, be nice, but I mean that's a good defensive line. They're really, really good against the run. Get involved with a short game. Get him some screens and some short passes. But I want Robinson involved in this game.
He showed on the touchdown that he can catch.
He can.
That was a dart. My X Factor. Oh, I didn't even do that. Right. That was a terrible sounding X Factor. I sound like somebody who just got off the boat from Russia. X Factor is going to be Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson's going to have himself a day. Jahan Dotson, if it was still 1985, would earn a nickname from Chris Berman, something like Jahan on the Dotson, because he's going to score 2 touchdowns this week. And Patrick Surtain's going to be running around chasing the decoy Terry, who might get 1 or 2 passes thrown his way. But for the most part, they're going to let Surtain chase him around and let the safety worry about where he is, while Jahan on the Dotson puts in 2 touchdowns.
2 tutties. 2 tutties. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I second the Dotson X Factor. He should definitely be really, really involved in this game plan, just because, whoever Surtain is covering, you need to go the opposite. And there you go with Scouse.
There he is.
I can't with this guy.
Going to be one of those old Englishmen that just sits in a chair.
Get off my lawn. He is a true blue. Get off my lawn.
Yes, he
guy.
Yeah, his X Factor for the week was Diami Brown.
Yeah,
I think he could cook as well. I think he could do well.
So he didn't even get on the field, but like one play last week,
he was gone too.
Is he gonna play as much?
But he was, you got to see him when he's flying, and he was gone. But can't really complain about that too much. All right, what about your defensive X Factor?
Mine's going to be Emmanuel Forbes, making sure he locks down either Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton. I think he's got to, because that's pretty much all. As far as the passing game, Jerry Jeudy is good, and so is Sutton. I mean, you can shit on them all you want to, John. That's a good duo right there.
It's not that I'm shitting on him. I don't believe in Jeudy, right? Whatever, Jerry Jeudy. If you go out there tomorrow,
you just don't like his name.
It's not that I don't like his name.
Jeudy,
I don't really care about his name. Jeudy, Mr. Jeudy. But if you go out there on Sunday and go, boo, the chances that he'll pull his hamstring while he shits down his fucking pants are like 88%. So, yeah, fuck Jeudy. That's the way I see it. Is it my turn?
Yeah, go for it. You go for it, man.
Okay. My X Factor is going to be Cam Curl. Cam Curl, man. Look, we're going to probably, if we're smart, we'll do what the Raiders did, but I think we should be more aggressive with it, meaning the Raiders might have given him X cushion, give him less. All right. Make their receivers, make Jerry Jeudy wish his hamstring hurt, even if it doesn't, so that he will leave the game. Punish them. All right. I love the tackling I saw last week. Good. Fundamentally sound tackling. That's what I want to see. If these guys catch the ball, they don't go another step. As a matter of fact, let them feel what it feels like to smash their backs into Rocky Mountain dirt 1 mile high up into the sky. Crack them. Cam Curl, my X Factor.
My defensive X Factor, I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit, and I'm going to say Chase Young.
Yeah.
I want to see the greyhound that's
3 sacks. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, that's waiting to be let off the leash while the rabbit's running around the stadium, going for it, chasing down that rabbit. That's going to be Chase Young. He is going to be like chomping at the bit to get out there. I hope he does well. I hope it does work. I hope we see the same Chase we saw when he was Defensive Rookie of the Year, and partly towards the end of last season. Just let this man go. Just be confident in your ability, confident in your knee, and just fucking go for it, because he's got nothing to lose now.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He has everything to gain.
Yep,
he has everything. I'm talking about bags and bags of money. He's either going to be making $20+ million or have a franchise tag.
Or he's going to be sitting on a couch. That's it. Because if you
playing off these 1-year deals here and there,
that's what I'm saying. He could end up being the next Clowney if he doesn't watch himself. And I don't want him to become that.
What did Scouse say now?
Wowza.
The only suck Chase is getting when he grabs his own balls.
You sound just like him.
That was a good impression, actually, to be fair, John.
I'm going to call right now. Chase Sack has 2 sacks and a forced fumble.
Oof, that is bold. That is
There you
bold.
Go. If he comes from the right,
I'd be happy for him
I
just to
don't doubt
get
it.
1 and a couple of pressures. That's good for me.
Look, I
Just
want
get out there and show.
I want Sierra to be fearing for her husband's life.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I wanted him to run out on the field. Stop it, leave him alone. That's what I want to see. And I want Jerry Jeudy to do the same thing. Come running back to the to the line of scrimmage. Stop it,
Leave Brittany alone.
leave him alone. That's right. Leave Russell alone. See, the thing I was listening,
John was on point, Andy. Y'all could not.
I'd like to see hear Andy do me. That's fine. Okay.
I would not like to see that.
No, I wouldn't want to. Kind of no, as soon as I heard that, I thought, "My God, I hope my mother's not listening." So I had a thought in my head, and the thought of that just blew it right out of my mind. Oh, back to you, Scott.
I got one for special teams. I'm actually going to go Jameson Crowder. I said it on our show the other night, last night, and Andy looked at me like, "What? Jameson Crowder? I want to see him do something more than Dax Milne. I don't want to see a little shuffle."
Well, he's already done that.
He's already done that.
Yeah. He's done more than 1 game than Dax did all fucking season last year.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, people are going to say, "Oh, Dax has a 7.8 yard average, and that's only 5 yards off of the top guy." But I think it was Nathan Perry, our buddy over Ref the District, who put it out there about how that of that group, he's the worst completely. He did this, and he had like infinitely more fucking return attempts. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Dax Milne was sitting on the sidelines on Sunday going, "What's he doing? What's he doing?"
Yeah.
You've heard Dax Milne's nickname, haven't you? Call him Static Caravan.
Static Caravan. All right, so I still can't remember what the hell I was trying to say before. I thought about Scouts doing me, and that was bad enough. Here goes my weekend. All right, so you guys got anything left? We got 10 minutes left in the show, and I'm really I don't think that people should drag out an hour if they ain't got nothing to talk about.
We're just game predictions.
Yeah, okay.
Predictions.
All right. We'll start with you, Jesse.
I got the win. I think we go into Denver. The guys say, "Fuck this climate bullshit." Hearing a lot of that was the talk all on the radio today was, being worried about the climate. And I think Ron Rivera's got the right idea. Just fly in, not get acclimated, and just go. Just go in and do your business and go out. Hearing former players, come in and talk about it, like, yeah, it is a factor, but it's only a factor if you let it be a factor. Yeah, they might be a little short breath here and there, but after, about 10 minutes of playing, it kind of goes away. So I'm going to say,
as well.
Yeah, I'm going to say we're going to win 24-12.
4 field goals.
2 touchdowns and 2 missed extra points because Will Lutz sucks.
He missed one last week, or he missed a field goal last week.
He missed
they
a
did have a
field goal and
touchdown
an extra point. He missed a field goal and an extra point. And we'll block one of those extra points. One of them, he just shanks them.
All right. What you got, Scott?
I got us winning as well, 2-0 for the first time since 2011, which is a awful stat. 27-20 is where I am at.
See, I don't see many teams, especially teams like Denver, that's kind of, down there. I don't see them scoring against this defense that much.
No, that's the thing.
I mean, I think you'll see like the Eagles and teams like maybe Dallas and the Bills, teams like that, they might be able to score over 20. I just don't see many other teams scoring over 20 on us.
No, I don't either. And I don't see it this weekend. As a matter of fact, they're stuck on 16. I'm going to say it again. We're winning 24-16. I've been saying all along, all we need is a team that can get 24 to 26 points.
Yeah.
The defense can hold points down. I expect we're going to hold it down again, and we're going to get to 24, right? And start to try to get our feet underneath us because we got a rough patch.
I think we'll see a little bit more from Bieniemy.
He knows Denver.
A little bit more from Sam. And it's what we got to see. If we want, if we expect this team to make a shot at the wild card, we need to see progression.
Absolutely, we need more
What
points.
did you go for, Jesse?
I got 20. What did I say? 24-12.
24.
Yeah, 24-12.
Yeah,
I got 24-16.
Yeah.
You got 27-20.
27-20. Yeah, I'm just writing it down in the Big and Boss book, ready for tomorrow. So
The Big and Boss book ready for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, for those of you that really give a damn, if you're just like us and we're sitting around watching college football after we've done all the rest of the stuff that we're going to do on a Saturday, we like to get together and talk about the games coming up on Sunday. All games. We make predictions. We have some fun, and that starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast of the United States of America. Cold medicine. I can't even talk right now.
Say in my work pool, I am first place. I picked 14 against the spread, 14 winners last week.
Beautiful.
14 winners.
Beautiful. All right. Well, we'll see how you do this week because that starts at 4:00 tomorrow. Scotty keeps everything down in the Big and Boss book. We see how much money we've got at the end of the year. And I think last year's winner was crowned champion of the world, if I remember correctly.
That was me, man.
By an international, governing body. Also, coming up this week, we're also going to do something new, and I'm not sure what platform it's going to be available on yet. So, yeah, we're going to have to hash out those details as to who's going to bring that on and host it. But Sunday after the game, immediately following the game, the three folks you see here, Andy Burrows, Scouse Andy, and whoever the hell else we decide to pull in are going to jump together in whatever condition we're in and talk about immediately what we see after the game, and that should be fun. So stay tuned.
Fucking shy me.
Oh my God, what the fuck? Yeah, so look, check with us on Twitter tomorrow or Sunday while we hash out the details of how that's all going to work out. I think we should host it with Andy Burrows' platform because he's got the biggest group of people listening to him, Mr. International Superstar, Andy Burrows.
We had
I
to
would have
leave
to go
early
on his.
today.
I would have to go on his because we had to get a new Twitter account. It's not that big now because.
Oh, all right. Well,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So that's what we're going to do, and I hope that you join us.
Hold on a second. That's what she said.
Never. But I don't know. I've seen you.
I will say this: I'll give both of you credit for not taking off your pants and sticking your balls on anybody's head.
Yeah, I wasn't in on that. That was you didn't see me in any of them pictures.
I got done with that kind of shit.
Well, you did see Scotty.
That was pure revenge for the chili cheese fries. That was pure revenge for chili cheese fries.
I'm not sure what Peter is impressed by. I'm not sure.
There he is back there.
Oh dear me.
Keith does look like he needs a little time in the tanning booth, and he probably could use some surgery down below.
Yeah, maybe it's flat in front like Ken.
He looks like Tony Romo. All right. Anyway, all right. So I guess we're done for the day. We'll see anybody that wants to show up with us tomorrow at 4:00. I don't know what the college football schedule is, but I will be doing this during the podcast.
That's talking about a different platform, Scouse. I'm talking about the Twitter platform. How this goes. Anyways, talk to you about it later.
Yeah, we're trying to decide how we're going to broadcast that show. So
yeah, I got pretty lucky on that one, Peter.
All right then. Well, we will see you all tomorrow, and we're going to come back with a victory in Denver.
We are indeed.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm all off on shit. So here.
Yeah, we can talk shit for another 30. So, yeah. No, I do think we have a good chance of winning this game.
Yeah, I really do too.
I changed my pick. I changed my pick not only because of our defense, and they just stifled the Cardinals last week, and I don't see the Broncos. I mean, they're better on offense just because Russell Wilson's better. But one of the things I was listening to in John Kimes' podcast this week, they had some Broncos beat reporter on there who was talking about how Russell Wilson doesn't change. He still thinks he's Russell Wilson from 2012 and 2013, and he hasn't really adjusted his game to his age, which is great. Like I said earlier, go ahead, run around. Let Montez Sweat get a hold of you. Let Jonathan Allen do the flying karate kung fu reverse neck yoke sack on your ass.
Yam, it's at Commander Bunker. That is the new Twitter link for the Bunker podcast.
Commander Bunker. All right, going good. What do you got, Scott? Anything left?
No, not a lot, mate. I'm
I got one
kind of
thing.
interested in, because it's a later game for us. So it's a 9:30 game on Sunday. I'm quite looking forward to watching a bit of Red Zone and finding out what's going on the 1 p.m. kickoffs or 6 o'clock my time, and having a look. I'm liking. I don't know, when's Arizona with the Giants. What time is that? Does anyone know?
Well, it's probably
I think
another
that's
4
it. Who
o'clock
cares the
game.
clock?
Well,
Jesus Christ.
It depends on where. Are they playing in New York or are they playing in Arizona?
I think they're in New York, so it'd be
All right, then
interesting.
it's probably
see
1
what
o'clock
happens
game.
there
Playing in
because-
Dallas, so they should be in New York.
So I want to see who's worse.
Another little thing to kind of think about is Sean Payton and his comments earlier this year about
true.
a supposed buyer, and people think it's Josh Harris. I don't think it was Josh Harris. I think it was Fertitta that reached out to him. But those comments, he should have never said that. He should have never put that out there by coach that's still employed by a team. I thought it was a fucking Bush League move, and I hope we beat him 55-2.
That's nice.
Dick move, wasn't it? Dick move.
And the 2 was from just
running out of the end zone at the end.
Anyway,
or
this cheat
just
still
downing
be
the ball
banned?
in the end zone.
Shouldn't this cheat still be banned anyway?
He was part of the Greg Williams
Bounty gate, was he not?
bounties, right? So who cares? Let's go in and kick his ass. Start to talk about him. I think so.
See you, Peter.
We'll
see
see
you,
you
Scouts, and Lockhart and Burrows and everybody in the chat.
1 point safety scouts. Why not? That would be amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. We just passed an hour. Bye.
There you go. Later.